Hello everyone. Today we are analyzing a game that I played against SYLAS. And yeah, let's actually get started with it. As you can see, I did actually decide to go for an aggressive setup with Electrocute, with Sudden Impact, Treasure Hunter and Eyeball Collection, and also with Last Stand and Presence of Mind. I actually really like the setup into SYLAS because his W gets negated a lot when you actually use Ignite. So having Ignite against SYLAS is definitely not a bad call. You are also fine going for the first strike setup, right? But then you actually have to go for TP as well. And you play it differently because you can't really play that aggressive into SYLAS with first strike, okay? So the playstyle changes a little bit here. That's totally fine, but it's just a different setup. So I decided to go Ignite here with Flash and also the Electrocute setup. And what you want to do against SYLAS, you actually want to grab your W here and wait for him to E into you, and then basically outplay him by staying behind minions and auto attack him down, because you are like winning that trade 100% of the time because of your additional auto attack damage that you get from W, okay? So let's actually see what happens here. SYLAS did skill Q. What does this mean? This actually gives us a lot of information. This means that if he walks up right here, he can't kill the minion and then E into you, meaning that he actually has nothing right now. So whenever he goes for these creeps, you can walk up and try to auto attack him with your W and space him with that. Okay, so right here I did walk back. I don't really understand why. I could have auto attacked him there. Alright, and now the minions are actually getting low. I have no minions to kill, meaning I don't even have to decide between going for a minion or going for SYLAS. So whenever he goes for these creeps, I can now start auto attacking him, and let's actually see how I play this right now. Yeah, I was not playing too aggressive there. I could have actually stayed here easily, but I was like walking to the side here, which doesn't really make that much sense, to be honest. So, yeah. Then I use one attack on him. He actually hits his Q, and also the minions start hitting me here. And then I W away to dodge out on his empowered Q damage, right? To the second proc. But I actually still lose the trade. But I don't really lose the trade because I actually have more pots, and also I'm playing a setup where my HP should actually be low. Not too low, but relatively low, so I deal more damage, right? Okay. One auto here. Okay, now let's actually see what SYLAS does. So he will get level 2 here, obviously, so you can't really like walk up. You have to stay behind here, because as soon as you walk up to this spot right here, he can actually just E onto you and use his EQ right here with first strike, and that basically makes it so your HP gets really low, and you don't want that. Also, he is walking up here to the minions because he wants to pretend that he's hitting them and then actually like hit a Q on me, right? So you have to watch out for that. But I am actually like zoning him. Like, this is his Q range approximately. And what you want to do is you want to space his Q right here, walk inside and outside the edge of the range. And for that, you actually need to know the range. And then as soon as he uses it, you just run back or maybe even W away. And that way you actually bait his abilities. And he is unable to trade anymore. And I didn't do a good job right here, but it's okay because he didn't hit the empowered Q, right? I could have actually just waited for this minion to get into the tower. There was no real reason. And now I actually used I tried to use my hitbox to proc his first strike. I didn't really succeed with it, and that's also why I'm missing this cannon. So maybe going for that was not really the best call. He's clearly walking up here to ward the Raptor camp and also to Q me. In order to prevent him from doing that, I can't really do something here, so I just have to stay here, try to get minions as good as I can. And yeah, I had to give that up. There was no real way to get it, unless I'm maybe positioned here, and then I can maybe even Q him and prevent him from getting the ward here. So maybe my positioning under the tower here was not ideal. I could have maybe stayed on the left side of the tower. That would have been better, probably. Okay, let's keep going here. Note that I will hit level 3 of the next minion, okay? And having rock here is really bad. I should actually have grabbed grass, right? So I can actually E onto him as soon as I hit level 3 here. So that's the next big issue. I do proc his first strike, and now I grab grass. And then I EQ the minion, and that's actually pretty bad. I actually mispositioned my E onto the creep. And now if he wants, he can just EW me, and if he hits a W, my lane is basically over. He did hit a W. And I actually baited him into going in here. And now I'm like literally winning. Okay, so I use Ignite on him immediately. I don't even know if that's the right call, to be honest. I actually have to go back and take a look at this. So I pretend that I'm walking in and he tries to E me, because if that E like actually hits, I definitely lose. Like there's no way I kill him. Maybe I do. I'm not sure, but he still has 2 pots, right? So what he can basically do is go on to me here, use his W, and then just outtrade me really hard with it. But I think his W was actually on cooldown because he used it before. Never mind. So he... Wait a second. I actually have to rewatch this. Did I just use my W for no reason? Okay, no, I actually had to use my W. Oh wait, did I? I could have actually just used normal auto attacks here without my W. And then when I'm in kill range, which is basically right here, right? So I use auto, use my unempowered Q. And then when I'm in kill range, I can grab W here in this spot. Use my EQ on him in 5 seconds, ignite him, and then he basically dies. But this way, like with using my W too early, I actually have 1 Q rotation less. And that's really bad, because look at how much damage I'm already dealing without, yeah. Yeah, that was a mistake. I could have killed him here, actually. That was a free solo kill, but I genuinely messed it up. So that's something we have to be aware of. And this is already like game losing, and then I use a WQ for no reason here. Like that WQ just, I don't know what that was, to be honest, but okay. And now the wave is actually pushing into him right here, okay? And this is actually quite bad. This is really bad, simply because if his jungler comes right now, I am completely screwed. My jungler is here, I play with an Evelynn early on. There is no way I ever get out of this losing lane anymore if the enemies are good. And that's why this for me is actually even a review ending play. This early game play right here, especially if you run Ignite, if you mess up the solo kill, which I did, like it's just over. You can't actually do anything anymore. And that can actually completely screw up your game. So that's like the first big mistake that I did. So many little early game mistakes added up, and that basically made it so my early game is like really messed up here. I know that he inted, I know that I killed him. So the thing is, if I actually combo fast enough here, he can't react. And as you can see, what I'm waiting for, I'm actually waiting for him to walk up here, and then I use Q, W, EQ really fast. If you don't do this below half a second, he can react and use W, and then you don't get the kill, okay? Q, W, EQ, look at that. There's no way you do this combo faster. And he dies. Even with Ivan being there, like, it's just guaranteed that he dies. So this was actually like really clean, and I did manage to kill him in the end. But to be honest, if SYLAS is playing well, okay, if SYLAS is playing well, he is not dying here. He's just going back or pinging his jungler here, so the wave can actually be freezed on his side of the map, okay? And that's why you definitely should not play like I did in this game. That was actually really bad, and I should have died here. So even though I killed him, it was not the best play. And this is exactly what I think about really often. Just because something worked, just because you killed someone, doesn't mean it was the right play, doesn't mean it was good in a general sense. Did I play perfectly mechanically like the last combo? I probably, yeah, probably, I think so. I don't think there's any way you can execute that combo in a better way, maybe using grass initially, okay? But apart from that, I think the combo execution was perfect. Does that change the fact that the play itself was wrong? Yeah, no, it doesn't. So you have this micro-macro thing that I learned from Coach Curtis in the MLA, where you actually review your micro first, and then you look at macro. From a micro perspective, this combo was insanely good. From a macro perspective, killing him was probably the wrong call. So I am not quite sure if, like, I don't think this was good. because I know my macro is pretty damn well if I execute combos. Like my combo execution, if I'm warmed up and everything, is really fast, as you just saw. But that doesn't change the fact that it was the wrong play, because the macro aspect is actually the thing that I have to improve a lot. That's the thing where I'm lacking a lot. So I'm actually not that satisfied with this play. So yeah, that was the early game review, the first 3 to 5 minutes of this game against SYLAS. That was a lot to cover actually, because I went into detail. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.